So we were on the second topic, that was what happens to an acid or a base in a water solution. Fine, as we all know that the hydrochloric acid is said to be the concentrated acid and NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide, is said to be the concentrated base. Here the word concentrated means pure form of acid or a basic solution, whereas the diluted forms of acid or diluted forms of base is known as water containing molecules, So we need to see that if there is an acid and we dissolve it into the form of water, we will get H3O plus. See, you can see over here, that is HCl plus H2O gives H3O plus Cl minus. HCl plus H2O gives H3O plus Cl minus. That is hydronium ion. So you need to know that whenever the acid is dissolved into the water, it creates H plus or H3O plus. Okay, where H plus is hydrogen ion and H3O plus is hydronium ion. Okay. The next thing is what happens when base is dissolved in water. When the base is dissolved in water, it produces an element known as OH minus, that is also known as alcohol group or hydroxide ion. You can see over here that NaOH in the presence of H2O will give you Na plus OH minus. So OH minus, here the negative sign indicates that they are the electron acceptors. Here the OH minus, the negative sign indicates that they are the electron acceptors, whereas in the acidic forms the positive sign indicates that they are the electron donors. So if it is asked in the exam that what type of ion do acids contain, then we will write H plus and H3O plus, whereas what type of ions do base contains, we will write OH minus. Various types of examples are given over here. Below that they have also written that base generates hydroxide ions in water. Bases which are soluble in water are also known as alkalines. Okay, so if they tell you that write a definition on alkaline, then the base which are soluble in water is also known as alkalines. Okay, as we have seen in the chemical properties, one more thing, the basic physical properties of the bases are all base do not dissolve in water. That means that they cannot be mixed into with water. But an alkali is a base and that is also dissolvable in water. They are soapy to touch. That means they are slippery. Bitter in taste and corrosive. Okay. What is corrosive? Whenever a metal is reacted with a water or an oxygen, it gets corroded, it changes its color and the rust is formed on it. That means corrosive, that we have seen in the chapter number 1. They taste bitter and soapy to touch. That means they are slippery. Okay. But they are telling us that never taste or touch the base as they can cause the harms. Fine. So whenever the acid and base gets reacted, it produces water, and this reaction is also known as neutralization reaction. Repeat, that acid generates H plus and base generate OH minus. We can view this reaction as also known as neutralization reaction, and the formula for that is acid plus base gives salt plus water. So H plus OH minus, I repeat, H plus OH minus will give you H2O. You can also write that H3O plus OH minus will give you H2O plus H2O. Okay. See, one more thing they are telling us. You know there are two types of general reactions, that is known as endothermic reaction and exothermic reaction. The reaction in which heat is absorbed is known as endothermic reaction, and the reaction in which heat is evolved or produced is known as exothermic reaction. Fine. The process of dissolving an acid or a base in a water is highly exothermic. The acid must be always added slowly to the water with a constant stirring, because if the water is added to the concentrated acid, that is the pure acid, they generate heat and that causes mixture to splash out and causes burns. The glass container may also break due to the excessive local heating. Fine. So you need to know that. See, one more thing they are telling us is mixing an acid or a base with a water result into the decrease of the concentration of ions. So whenever we are mixing water and into acid or basic solutions, the concentration of acid and base decreases. The concentration of acid and base decreases. And this process is also known as dilution. This process is also known as dilution. And that type of acid or a base is known as diluted acid or diluted base. Okay. The next thing is we need to see how strong are acid or base solution, that we have already seen it earlier. Okay. So let us see how strong are acids or base. For the general information, either the acid is strong or either the base is strong or weak, we can know by the pH indicator. Here the word universal indicator or a pH indicator stands for power of hydrogen. Here the word pH stands for power of hydrogen. Okay. A scale for measuring hydrogen ion concentration in a solution called pH scale has been developed. A scale for measuring pH hydrogen ion called pH scale has been developed. The P in pH stands for potence in German. P in pH stands for potence in German, meaning power. As I told you yesterday, that pH scale ranges from 0 to 14. The pH scale ranges from 0 to 14. Okay. So where the 0 is very acidic as well as 14 is very basic. Here they have written alkaline, that means same. Alkaline or basic, it is one and the same. Okay. So pH should be thought of as simply as number which indicates the acidic or a basic nature of solution. Fine. It is for the general information. It is for the general information that how we can determine either the thing is acidic or basic in nature. Higher the hydronium ion concentration, as I told you, hydronium ion concentration or hydrogen ion concentration, both are one and the same. That means H3O plus or H plus. More the hydrogen ion or more the hydronium ion concentration, less is the pH range, more is the acidity, and more the number of OH minus ion, that is hydroxide ion, more is the pH scale, more is the basicity. Okay, so pH scale ranges from 0 to 7, from where 0 to 7 is acidic in nature, 7 is neutral, and 7 to 14 is basic in nature. 7 to 14 is basic in nature. See, they have drawn over here the pH scale, that is the variation of the pH with a change in concentration of H plus and OH minus ions. That is, the acidic nature is increasing, going from 7 to 0, and going from 7 to 14 the basic nature increases. Going from 7 to 14 the basic nature increases. Fine. So this is the variation of pH, where 7 is the neutral forms. Okay, I hope you are clear with this. As I told you earlier, the strength of the acids and base depends on the number of H plus ions and OH minus ions produced. Here H plus will be acidic in nature, OH minus will be basic in nature. If we take hydrochloric acid and acetic acid of the same concentration, say 1 molar, then these products different amounts of hydrogen ions are produced. But if the acid that gives rise to more H plus ions are said to be strong acids, and the acids that gives less H plus ions are said to be weak acids. Okay, more the number of hydrogen ion, more stronger is the acid. less the number of hydrogen ion, less will be the acidic range. So today we are also going to see the importance of pH range in our everyday life. Importance of pH in everyday life. Let us see that. You should all know that our body works within the pH range of 7.0 to 7.8. I repeat, the pH range is from 7.0 to 7.8. Living organisms can survive only in a narrow range of pH change. Okay, when the pH of rainwater is less than 5.6, it is known as acidic in nature. It is known as acidic in nature. Our body works within the pH range of 7.0 to 7.8. Okay, and the living organisms can survive in a very narrow range. You should know that the human range is between slightly basic nature. Slightly basic nature. When the pH of rainwater is less than 5.6, it is also known as acidic rain. When the same acidic rain flows into the river, it lowers the pH of the river water. The survival of aquatic life in such rivers become difficult. Okay. Here they have also given us the question of what is the pH of soil in your backyard. See, for the perfect and the good growth of plants, shrubs and vegetation, you need a soil which is basic in nature. I repeat, for a better growth of plants, shrubs and vegetation in your home, you need a soil which is basic in nature. Acidic will harm the trees and can also burn it. Okay. The next topic is pH in our digestive system. It is very interesting to note that our stomach produces hydrochloric acid. It is very interesting to note that our stomach produces hydrochloric acid. You should know that the acid contains HCl, that is hydrochloric acid. Okay. It helps in the digestion of the food without harming the stomach. It helps in the digestion of food without harming stomach. During indigestion, the stomach produces too much acid and this also causes pain and irritation. During indigestion, the stomach produces too much acid and this also causes pain and irritation. So, to get rid of this pain, people uses base, also known as antacids. People uses base. It is also known as antacid. Here the word antacid stands for anti-acid. Here the word antacid stands for anti-acid. Okay. One such remedy must have been suggested by you at the beginning of this chapter. These antacids neutralize the excess acid. These antacids neutralize the excess acids, also known as magnesium hydroxide. Magnesium hydroxide, the milk of magnesia. It is also known as milk of magnesia, a mild base often used for this purpose. Okay, if in exams, MCQs or anything, if they are asking us that what is the chemical name of milk of magnesia, then we will write magnesium hydroxide. And if they are asking us what is the common name of magnesium hydroxide, then we will write milk of magnesia. Please note that. I hope you are clear for the digestive system of pH range. Antacid is the antiacid, okay, which relieves from the acidity. It is a type of medical, pH change as the cause of tooth decay. Tooth decay starts from the pH range of tooth below 5.5. As you all know that from 0 to 7 it is an acidic range, but anything below 5.5 will be acidic in nature. So tooth decay starts when the pH of the mouth will be lower than 5. Tooth enamel is always made up of calcium hydroxyapatite. Tooth enamel is always made up of calcium hydroxyapatite. The another name of calcium hydroxyapatite is calcium phosphate. It is calcium phosphate, the hardest substance in the body. It is the hardest substance in the body. Please note that the teeth made up of calcium hydroxyapatite, also known as calcium phosphate, is said to be the hardest substance in the body. It does not dissolve in water but is corroded when the pH in the mouth is below 5.5. When the pH of the mouth is below 5.5. Bacteria present in the mouth produces acid by degradation of sugar and food particles remaining in mouth after eating it. Okay, so bacteria is present in the mouth, produce acids by degradation of sugar and food particles remaining in mouth after eating it. The best way to prevent this is to clean the mouth after eating food. And so we are using toothpaste. Please note that it can be also asked in the MCQs, full true or false, or the fill in the blanks, that generally all the toothpastes are basic in nature. All the toothpastes are basic in nature. Fine. Using toothpaste, which are generally basic for cleaning the teeth, can neutralize the excess acid and prevent the tooth decay I hope you are clear with this, students. Okay. The next thing is self-defense by animals and plants through chemical warfare. Self-defense by animals and plants through chemical warfare. See, various types of insects like bee, honeybees, flies, ants, etc. have stings which causes pain and irritations when they bite them. But they are acidic in nature, and thus this causes pain and irritation. Using of a mild base like a baking soda on the stung area gives relief. You can also apply clay for the relief. Stinging hair of a nettle leaves. Nettle leaves is a type of tree. When you will touch them, it can cause you a burning pain, which produces methanoic acid. As you can see over here, some of the naturally occurring acids. They are vinegar, acetic acid; orange, citric acid; tamarind, known as tartaric acid; tomato, oxalic acids; sour milk, which is made up of from milk or a curd, also produced from lactose, so it is lactic acid; lemon, citric acid; sting of an ant, methanoic acid; and the nettle sting are also made up of methanoic acid. Okay, so students, now we are already completed with acid and base. Now we will pay attention on the salts. Okay, if you are having any doubts, then you please let me know. Okay, if you are having any doubts, then you please let me know in the doubt session. Now, as we were talking about more about the salts, as you all know what is salt. Whenever the reaction of the acid and base is being reacted, it produces some sort of salt. Okay, and that salt is none other than the mixture of the two byproducts left over by forming the water. We are going to study many types of salt, but the first and the most basic thing of all is NaCl, that is sodium chloride. That is also known as common salt, also known as rock salt. Fine. See, salts of a strong acid and a strong base are neutral with the pH value of 7. Please note that salt of a strong acid and strong base are always neutral with pH value of 7. Whereas on the other hand, the salts of a strong acid and weak base are acidic with the pH value less than 7. Okay. On the other hand, the salts of strong acid and weak base are acidic with pH value less than 7, and those with a strong base and weak acid are always basic in nature, with the pH value more than 7. Here they have given us the example of the Gandhiji's Dandi March that he used to do because of the salt satyagraha. That is no use of us just now, so leave that over. You should know that the beds of the rock salts were formed when the seas of the bygone ages dried up. Please know that beds of the rock salt were formed when the seas of the bygone ages dried up. Okay, the rock salt is mined like a coal. The rock salt is mined like a coal. Leave that over here. We will start from common salt, also known as a raw material for chemicals. Common salt, a raw material for chemicals. Okay. The common salt, thus obtained, is an important raw material for various materials of daily use. I repeat, the common salt obtained is an important raw material for various materials of daily use, such as sodium hydroxide, baking soda, washing soda, bleaching powder, and many more. Okay, the first is sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide, that is, the chemical formula is NaOH. That is NaOH. When electricity is passed through an aqueous solution of sodium chloride, it is known as brine. It is known as brine. It decomposes to form sodium hydroxide. It decomposes to form sodium hydroxide. This process is also known as chloralkali process. This is also known as chloralkali process. Okay. The process is known as the chloralkali because the aqueous solution of sodium chloride, also known as brine, gets reacted whenever the salt is reacted with water and thus produces sodium hydroxide plus chlorine plus H2. Chlorine plus H2. Okay. Chlorine gas is given off at the anode. Here the anode stands for positive charge. Here the chlorine gas is given off at anode, that is the positive charge, and the hydrogen gas at the cathode, that is also known as negative charge. Sodium hydroxide solution is formed near the cathode. Sodium hydroxide solution is formed near the cathode. The three products produced in this process are all useful. See, you can see over here, this is the chloralkali process. It is quite important for the examinations. Have you ever seen the water of the swimming pools filled up with chlorine? These are the same chlorine used for as a disinfectant in the water. They are also used for the water treatment to purify the water. Swimming pools. PVC is also known as polyvinyl chloride. PVC also known as polyvinyl chlorides. Disinfectants used in the RO purifiers. CFCs. The full form of CFC is chlorofluorocarbons. It is known as chlorofluorocarbons. Nowadays, CFCs have been replaced by HFCs. CFCs have been replaced by HFCs, also known as hydrofluorocarbons. Pesticides, etc. So these were the uses of chlorine that we saw just now. On the another side, that is on the negative side, cathode, hydrogen is produced, that is also known as H2. Hydrogen is produced, which is used in margarine, fuels, okay, rocket fuels. Each and every spaceship are also using these days hydrogen power fuels. They are using hydrogen power fuels. Ammonia for fertilizers. Various ammonium fertilizers are filled with hydrogen, NH3. That is the best example of that, ammonia. Okay. On the lower side, brine containing sodium hydroxide is produced. Okay, that is used for degreasing of metals. Okay, if there is a grease on the metal, we need to remove it by method also known as degreasing metals. Soaps and detergents. Paper making, artificial fibers, etc. are also used. Brine. Okay. So students, I hope you are clear with this. Okay, let us move on to the next topic, also known as bleaching powder. Okay. You have already come to know that chlorine is produced during the electrolysis of aqueous sodium chloride, also known as brine. The chlorine gas is used for the manufacturing of this powder. Bleaching powder is also produced by the action of chlorine on dry slake lime, CaOH twice. Bleaching powder is also represented as CaOCl2 though the actual composition is quite complex. COH twice plus Cl2 gives you CaOCl2 plus H2O. CaOH twice plus Cl2 gives CaOCl2 plus H2O. The main uses of them are they are used in the cotton and linen in the textile industries, for bleaching it for the wood pulp in paper factories, and washing clothes in the laundries. As an oxidizing agent in many chemical industries, and to make drinking water free from germs, and to make drinking water free from germs. Okay, I hope students you are clear with this. If you are having any doubts, then you please let me know. So just now I am moving towards the next topic, also known as baking soda. Baking soda is commonly used in kitchen for making tasty crispy pakoras. Okay, you have also learned that baking soda is also used to produce cakes, South Indian food items, as well as the pastries or biscuits. Fine, bakery items. Sometimes it is also added for faster cooking. The chemical name of the sodium chloride is a sodium hydrogen carbonate, NaHCO3. Sodium hydrogen carbonate, NaHCO3. It is produced using sodium chloride as one of the raw materials, and so the general formula is NaCl plus H2O plus CO2 plus NH3. Please note that students, NaCl plus H2O plus CO2 plus NH3. Here NaCl is salt, H2O is water, CO2 is carbon dioxide, NH3 is ammonia. Gives you ammonium chloride, NH4Cl plus sodium hydrogen carbonate, NaHCO3. Okay, it is also known as a mild non-corrosive basic salt. Mild non-corrosive basic salt. And by again breaking this sodium hydrogen carbonate, that is 2NaHCO3, into heat will give you sodium carbonate, also known as Na2CO3 plus H2O plus CO2. I repeat, Na2CO3 is also known as metal carbonate, and sodium hydrogen carbonate is also known as metal hydrogen carbonates. There are several uses of baking soda. It is also used as a mixture of baking soda as a mild edible acid, also known as tartaric acid. Okay, they are also used as an ingredients in antacids, being alkaline. Okay, as I told you, antacid is a basic substance used for the cure of acidity. It neutralizes excess acid in stomach and provides relief. It is also used in the soda fire acid extinguishers. It is also used in the soda fire acid extinguishers. Fine. So we will keep it till today. From tomorrow we will start with washing soda. Thank you.